Welcome to the APIEM Certified Event Planner program. This video provides an explanation of the APIEM Certified Event Planner certification. Our international certificate is relevant for event planners who have a minimum of 2 years practical experience of staging events, but they do not have an international certificate to confirm their competence. When bidding for contracts to stage events, clients frequently look for the international certifications of the event planner to demonstrate their competence. If one event planner has an international certificate of competence and another event planner bidding for the same contract does not, then this could be a criteria taken into account by the client when awarding the contract for staging the event. The APIEM certificate in event planning is a UK-accredited, competency-based certificate. The contents of this certification are aligned to the UK National Occupation Standards for the events industry, and they are also aligned to the ASEAN MICE standards. To become accredited, you demonstrate your competence by preparing a portfolio of evidence that is based on events that you have successfully staged. There are no examinations to take. You will demonstrate through your portfolio of evidence that you have gained the experience necessary to stage events to an international standard. Your portfolio of evidence will demonstrate your knowledge of event planning principles, your event planning skills, and the competencies you bring to each real-world event you organize. Your portfolio will contain written documents, diagrams, spreadsheets, photo images, and videos. It will be a showcase of your event planning expertise to international standards. There are 10 assessment criteria to become an APIEM Certified Event Planner. You must pass all 10 criteria to be UK accredited. The first assessment criteria is to provide a business plan for your event. This will include the mission of your event that explains its purpose. Next, the SMART objectives for your event, what you want to achieve. SMART objectives, which are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound, help you to assess the success of your event when it has finished. The SMART objectives also provide guidance for you in some of the other decisions you need to take when planning your event, for example the number of participants to attract to your event to make is financially viable. The business plan will also include your financial plan, which will indicate the income and expenditure for your event. Your income should always exceed your expenses, otherwise you will make a financial loss. Next, explain the administrative structure for your event, the event team and what their job roles are, for example the technical team, the registration team, and so on. A comprehensive marketing communication strategy is essential. Without it you will not be able to attract your participants. Allow a minimum of 12 weeks for implementing this strategy. Finally, all events must implement sustainability practices. How do you make your events sustainable so they benefit local communities, protect the natural environment, and reduce your event's carbon footprint? Your event business plan will form a detailed element of your portfolio of evidence, so make sure that it covers all the requirements that I have spoken about in this section of the video. For assessment criteria 2, you provide a critical path diagram for your event. This explains the key stages and activities in planning your event, the sequencing of these stages, and which members of your event team are responsible for implementing each of these stages and activities. The critical path specifies what tasks and activities have to be undertaken, when, where, and by whom, in order for the event to be successfully staged. The critical path is frequently represented in a Gantt chart. This becomes a project management tool for the event planner and is referred to throughout the months before the event opens. It helps the event planner to determine if all the tasks and activities that are needed to stage the event are on target and will be completed on time. For assessment criteria 3, describe the venue that you have chosen for your event. Explain what the strengths of the venue are for your event. Specify the costs in staging your event at the venue. Indicate how the venue will enable the event to meet the objectives that have been set for the event in the business plan. The choice of event venue is critical. It has to be a venue that is safe to use. There are many different types of venues available to event planners, so check carefully that your chosen venue complies with all government regulations and permissions for the hosting of your event. Include the permissions you have been granted for staging your event in your portfolio of evidence. In addition, provide evidence of the insurance policies you have taken out for staging your event. Assessment criteria 4 relates to the selection of vendors and contractors. All events will use vendors and subcontractors. Choose the ones that you employ carefully, and make sure that they will be able to provide the services you require on time, and to the exact quality standards that you expect of them. In your portfolio, explain the contractors and suppliers you hire for your events. Name the contractors, provide their contact details, their website URL, and social media profiles. Justify why these contractors have been chosen. What are their strengths for the type of event you are staging? Assessment criteria 5 is essential. The legally binding contracts you have in place for every event. Explain the legally binding contracts you need for the running of your events. Specify who needs a contract, for example, your client, the event venue, vendors, members of your event team, and other event stakeholders. Provide examples of actual contracts you use. Include the clauses that are contained within them. Clauses for the termination of the contract and for force majeure are essential, along with precise details of the services to be offered in exchange for money. The payment terms and the time period for paying deposits also needs to be clear in all contracts. Do not rely upon spoken, word-of-mouth contracts, as it will be difficult to prove these if there is a dispute between you and a vendor. Events require a variety of different policies and procedures. These are assessment criteria 6. Policies and procedures specify the standards that the event team have to follow when doing their jobs to a competent, international standard. Policies and procedures will be needed for all the main aspects of staging your event, for example, financial administration, participant registration procedures, managing health, safety, and security, stage management, and many other aspects of the event. Provide examples of the policies and procedures you have written for the staging and implementation of your events. Explain how these policies and procedures are integrated into your event planning processes. For instance, how do you train your event team to implement the policies and procedures that relate to their jobs? Assessment criteria 7 is critical for all events to be successful: the content and concept of your event. It is these that will attract your participants and leave long-lasting memories with them. Positive memories will encourage them to attend your next event. Explain the structure of your event and the content of your event. What will happen at each stage of your event, how long will each stage last, and who will be responsible for managing each activity within your event. When planning the structure of your event, try and have a variety of different activities for your participants to experience. Ideally, these different activities should last no more than 30 minutes, so that the attention and concentration of your participants is maintained for the full duration of your event. Explain the creative aspects of your event and the story that is being told. Explain how the event participants will be immersed in the event experience. What will your participants be doing? They need to be active, rather than passive. Provide examples of the design of the event, lighting effects, color schemes, room layout, decorations, and if relevant, the food and beverages provided for your participants. For this criteria, include in your portfolio of evidence, videos, photo images, and other materials that illustrate how your events are of an international standard. All events use technology. Technology is used at all stages of the event lifecycle: before the event, during the event, and after the event. Explain how your events use technology. Before the event, it is likely that you will use technology for marketing communications, participant registration and billing procedures, and for sharing information between the event stakeholders. During the event, technology can be used for creating dynamic lighting, audio, and multimedia effects, as well as for live streaming of the event. After the event, technology can be used for posting images and videos of the event on social media, and for the receipt of event evaluation feedback from your stakeholders. In your portfolio of evidence, be very specific about the actual technology you use. Name the hard and software. Explain how you use AI, and which AI apps you incorporate into your event planning. Assessment criteria 9 is very important. All events should enable all members of society to attend. No person should be excluded from attending an event because of their additional needs. These come in different forms, for example, physical, sensory, dietary, mobility, cultural, and religious. Explain the measures that you implement in your events to enable all members of society to attend, irrespective of their additional needs. Explain how the venues that you use are accessible for all attendees, irrespective of their additional needs. If the country in which you work has legislation relating to accessibility and equal opportunities, specify this in your portfolio of evidence and explain how you comply with this legislation. The final assessment criteria has two parts. Firstly, include in your portfolio of evidence external evidence that confirms you are able to plan and stage events successfully. You will need a minimum of 2 references from clients, plus feedback from your event participants. If you have received any prizes for your event planning skills, or certificates, include these in your portfolio as well. Secondly, you will have an online interview with an APIEM assessor who will discuss with you the contents of your portfolio of evidence. The next section of this video will explain how you will create your portfolio of evidence to demonstrate that you can plan events to an international standard. A portfolio is a collection of evidence that demonstrates your skills, experience, and achievements in event planning. This portfolio should highlight your ability to plan successful events that meet international standards of quality, professionalism, and excellence. Use your portfolio to demonstrate your capabilities as an event planner. Include evidence from the events you have successfully planned to show how you meet our assessment criteria. Reflect on your past experiences and identify areas for improvement. Your portfolio of evidence should include a variety of different types of evidence, relevant event documents, such as proposals, budgets, schedules, and post-event reports, showcasing your planning process. Photo images, digital designs, and videos to illustrate your events, and positive feedback from clients about your work, demonstrating client satisfaction and event success. Use a digital portfolio. Digital portfolios are easier to share and update. Divide the portfolio into sections for each of the 10 assessment criteria. Choose a visually appealing and professional design that reflects your brand and professionalism. Keep the design clean and consistent throughout. Each section should be well structured and easy to navigate. Awards and recognition are powerful testaments to your event planning expertise. Showcase any industry awards, professional certifications, or accolades you have received. Include details of the award, the organization that bestowed it, and the year of recognition. Testimonials from satisfied clients add credibility and build trust with potential employers. Testimonials offer valuable insights into your work from a client's perspective, showcasing your impact and value. Provide specific examples of positive client experiences and feedback to demonstrate your successful event planning skills. Best wishes for great success. We look forward to receiving your portfolio of evidence to become UK accredited as an APIEM Certified Event Planner. Email it to apiemacademy@gmail.com. Please ask if you have any questions. Finally, keep in touch with APM through our social media on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We post information and stories about APM each week.